Hey, we're going to take a look at a diet for a little man named Lacey. So first thing we do is we click on this My Horses and Diets button to enter a new horse. So we're going to click Create Horse here and we'll enter Lacey's details. So Lacey is a thoroughbred Australian stock horse cross. So we're going to put her in as a thoroughbred cross just because we have that in our list. The breed actually doesn't make any difference to the end result of your horse's diet analysis, so don't get too worried about breed. Lacey is a mare, and we're going to put her in as a mature horse in light work. I should just clarify that with the breed. So of course breed makes a difference. So, feeding a thoroughbred is very different to feeding something like a halflinger, but where those differences come out for the analysis is in the other information that you enter, so the particularly the body weight, and then whether they're a normal keeper and whether you need them to maintain or gain or lose weight. So that's where the differences come in. So just don't get too caught up on the breed you enter, because all of the differences between breeds are captured later. Now she is around 14, so she's a mature horse. We're going to put her in as a birth year of 2006, and her owner has given me a body weight of 450 kilograms. Now she's described as a normal to good doer, but looking at what she's being fed and looking at her photos, so this is Lacey here. She's a gorgeous little thing. She's in really good condition despite not having wonderful looking pasture. So just based on that, I'm going to say that she's actually a good doer or an easy keeper. So I'll select easy keeper there. And then the condition score, it is impossible to condition score a horse accurately without actually putting your hands on them. You need to be able to feel how easy their ribs are to feel and stuff. But again, this doesn't actually have an impact on the end results of Feed Excel. It's more just to make you as the horse's owner think about whether your horse needs to maintain, gain or lose weight. So I'm going to put her in here as a score 6, moderately fleshy, which is a healthy body weight for a horse like Lacey. And then her owner has said that she wants her to maintain weight and that she doesn't have any known conditions. So you can enter in here that your horse is particularly prone to colic or has insulin resistance laminitis, but Lacey is not identified as having any conditions, so I'm going to say none there, and we'll go through to the next step. Does your horse, so this is where we enter the forages, and the question is, does your horse have access to free choice pasture or hay? And yes, Lacey does. She's on couch grass pasture 24/7. So if we use the advanced pasture builder, we want to create our forage, and we'll call it here couch grass pasture, which in the US, if you're in the US, you know this as Bermuda grass. It's the same type of grass. Click on the green pastures tab here, and this is where knowing a little bit about your pastures is important. So we want to select here that couch grass is a C4 type grass with moderate oxalate content. So we estimate that couch has got around 10 grams per kilogram of oxalate, with oxalate being the compound in these C4 or subtropical type grasses that binds up calcium. So we definitely want to take that into account in Lacey's diet analysis, because it affects how much calcium she needs in her diet. Now, looking again at the photo that Lacey's owner has sent, there's a fair bit, there's a lot of leaf in the pasture here, but you can see it's definitely not bright green, but it's also not completely brown. So when a pasture looks like that, I classify it as average quality. So we'll select average here, and we'll say, as a lot of couch grass pastures are, it's 100% couch, so select 100% there for the percent. We could say my pasture is overgrazed, but when you look closely at that photo, there's actually a fair bit of grass, a good ground cover there too. And also when I have a look at what Lacey's being fed, it would tell me that there's actually a fair bit of pasture there, because she wouldn't be in as good condition if she didn't have a fair bit of pasture access. So next thing we want to do is create a diet. And we'll put in the hay first. It's always good practice to think about putting your forages in first, because all horses' diets should be forage based, which Lacey's definitely is, which is great. Now she is getting a grassy lucerne hay, so I'm going to choose here the 50% grass, 50% legume, which in this case is lucerne, or you might know it as alfalfa. And we'll say that it's good quality, and she's getting just one biscuit of that a day. Now, it's always good to weigh your hay, because depending on how tightly the baler was packing hay when it was making the hay, it may or may not be 2 kilos per one biscuit, but it's a good estimate to use, and that's what I'll do now. She's also getting a 50-50 chaff, so 50% lucerne, 50% either oaten or wheaten. And we'll put that in there, getting two dippers, so it would be a 2-litre dipper per day. So we'll put that in as 500 grams per day. And then she's getting a half dipper of a feed called Running Cool Leisure. So if we just type in here cool, just part of the name, Cool Leisure, the database will find it for us, so we don't have to go searching. And this is an extruded feed, which tends to have a lower bulk density than something like a pellet. So a half scoop will probably be around 450 grams or 0.5 kilograms. So we'll enter it at that. I'd say it's really important to weigh your feeds, so that you get an accurate measure on what's been feeding. And that's all that Lacey's getting at the moment. So what I'm going to do is name this diet current diet, so we can identify it later if we need to come back to it. And then we'll go through to the results by clicking next. And what you'll see first when you get to the results page is this summary. So it's telling us that the energy is within recommended limits, which we'll check in a minute because those limits are quite broad. Her protein and amino acid levels are all good. There's some mineral deficiencies, which we'll check out in detail, some vitamin deficiencies, and then her total feed intake is good, and she's also meeting her minimum forage intake, which is probably quite obvious given most of her diet is pasture and hay. So you can come to the nutrient table. Now, if you're a numbers person, what you will see on this nutrient table is all of Lacey's recommended daily intakes for all of these nutrients. So if we look, say, at copper, Lacey requires 117 milligrams of copper per day. Her current diet, as we just entered it, is providing 75.4. So her diet is only providing 64.5% of her recommended daily intake, and FeedXL is telling us to please increase that level of copper. If we look at protein, she requires 548 grams of protein. She's getting 732 grams, so her requirement is at 133%. So her requirement is met, and there's nothing we really need to do for protein in this diet. I'm more of a visual person, so we'll come over to the nutrient graph, and that gives us, an immediate, a very visual picture of what's going on in this diet. So the first thing I noticed with this diet is that the digestible energy level is sitting at this really nice level of 95.6% of her requirement. Now, from what Lacey's owner tells me, she's maintaining her weight well, and what this diet is telling me is that, the amount of energy in that diet is actually perfect, and likely she will maintain her weight really well. So we don't need to change anything in this diet from the perspective of energy or calories. So she doesn't need more feed, she doesn't need less feed. I would say instinctively, Lacey's owner has gotten her diet really good from an energy perspective, and horse owners typically are really good at that. So we're all really good at having a feel for how much energy our horse needs in cases like this. What Lacey's owner is not going to be able to see, and often these deficiencies don't show up until they're total disasters, is all these trace mineral deficiencies. So the classics, copper, zinc, selenium and iodine are low. Sodium is sitting low, so she probably needs access to some salt, which she may have, but we probably want to add a little bit of salt to this diet. And then the vitamin E, B1 and folic acid, which are also pretty common deficiencies, particularly when you get down to that average quality. So greeny brown pasture, because your higher vitamin content in your pastures is when it's bright green. So once the pasture goes into that average quality, you get less and less vitamin from it. Now, the simplest and easiest way to fix this diet is let's just leave everything exactly the same, but click this Find Supplements to Fix This Diet button, so this pink button up here. And what this is going to do is actually trawl through the vitamin mineral supplements in the database, and there is hundreds of them, so it would take you forever to do it by hand, but it will trawl through and give you a list of supplements that could actually be used in this diet to balance it. So it's important to read this. These are not recommendations. We don't recommend any products. They're just suggestions to save you a lot of time in trawling through the database and finding ingredients yourself. So we'll set it to work, and it's going through and essentially trying every supplement that we've got and seeing if it fits, and then seeing what dose rate you need to use to balance Lacey's diet. Let's have a look and see. I don't have any company preferences from Lacey's owner, but if we expand this list out a little bit, and you can see there's heaps of, I'll just get myself out of the road, there's a lot of options. So there's 25 here in this list, and then it's saying down here there's at least 5 pages. So you can go through and find, if you like a particular company, you can go through and find that particular company and use its supplement. So there's nothing to say that you have to use the ones right at the top. You can choose whichever one you want, but just for the purposes of this, I'm actually going to grab the one that is right at the top. So Belinda's Amazing Minerals Plus, Tas and Vic mix, so Tasmanian and Victorian mix, and the dose of 62.3. So if we round that to 60 grams per day, because you're not going to feed it that accurately, so we'll go back and search for that one. And I think if I type in Tas and Vic mix, or just Tas and Vic, it will find it for me. So I'll put it in here. Yeah, so there it is, Belinda's Amazing Minerals Plus, Tas and Vic mix. I'll add it there, and then I'll put it in at the suggested dose of 60 grams. And then we go next. And what we should see is everything but sodium should now be met. Oh, it's even met sodium. That's handy. Making a liar of me. So that supplement now is showing up there in the pink. So that's the bright pink is showing the contribution of minerals to this diet. So it's meeting requirements really nicely, and it's even added some sodium in there. So you're meeting that requirement, and it really is a one supplement solution. So I always find with supplements, if you can find one solution and you don't have to add multiple supplements to meet those requirements, it always works well. And that's what this supplement finder button is designed to do. But you're not tied to using any. There's Poseidon, there's Plus Vital, there's Conkeys, there's Prides, Johnson's. There's if you went through the list right down to page 5, you would see pretty much every supplement company almost would be represented in this list somewhere. So you just go through, choose the ones that you like to use, and find one that works best for you. But it's a really quick and easy way of finding an ingredient that will just top up the vitamins and minerals in a diet like that was doing a really nice job already of meeting energy and protein requirements.